Hi, welcome to Oma's Kitchen.
Oregano.
Today let's make some homemade hummus. I'm going to use much less garlic than the store-bought hummus, but I want to show you my ingredients before we get started. Here I have about half of an onion that I will chop up and cook a little bit in a pan before adding it. I have 2 cans of garbanzo beans. Garbanzo beans also go by the name of chickpeas. I've also made this hummus with white beans, so either Great Northern beans or cannellini beans, and that makes an excellent hummus as well. But today we're going to use the traditional garbanzo beans. I have a little bit of tahini left. Tahini is just ground roasted sesame seeds. And I have a lemon, olive oil. We're going to use this both in our hummus and drizzled on top. These are some of the spices, cumin and coriander. Traditional hummus just has cumin, but I add coriander and I back off of the cumin a little bit. I'm going to use garlic powder instead of cloves of garlic, along with onion powder. Now, if you are a person who loves garlic, I would suggest putting a couple of cloves of garlic in your frying pan with your onion, and you can make it extremely garlicky. This is just a matter of my personal preference. And then, of course, I have salt. I'm just doing a rough chop on these, really. Doesn't have to be perfect. Start going in the food processor. A drizzle of olive oil. Cook this until the onions are a little bit see-through. Turn it down a little bit as it starts to sizzle. You want the onions to be partially cooked, but not brown. If it gets a little too dry, just add a bit more olive oil to the pan. Let me try it off. One whole lemon, and we're just going to cut it into quarters. Find if you cut down the spine in the center, then the seeds just pop right out. It's better than digging all through there trying to find them. See? And the seeds come out. Okay. Easiest way to seed a lemon, if you're trying to make lemon juice without seeds in it. There you go. There we go. Cooked onions. We're going to add those to the food processor. Come out. Okay. Now my tahini needs to go in there. And since I'm at the bottom here, I need to scrape it out of there. I've put up the ingredients panel so that you can see what goes in. And the amount of tahini also is a matter of taste, just like whether or not you put cloves of garlic in there. Now we're going to do our lemon juice. And this is where it's helpful that we've cut all the seeds out of the lemon. Not having to argue with them to keep them out. Blend this until it's fairly smooth. Ooh, definitely need to scrape it down. I can smell the tahini in there. All right. You need to make sure you get your onions blended in there fairly well. Okay, nice. We will use half of the garbanzo beans, which is 1 can drained. I drain them over the sink, and then I can add them in there. That's half. We want 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Ground coriander. This is what I add to hummus that the store-bought doesn't. About a teaspoon of ground coriander. About a teaspoon of ground cumin. Come on. There we go. I only want half of a teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay. We want a teaspoon of onion powder. And 2 tablespoons of cold water, and we can blend. Oh, and some salt, and it will need more salt. We will do the same trick we do with the salsa, where we try it on a chip to see how the salt level is. See what we look like. Okay. So here we have my second can of garbanzo beans. So they're drained. I'm going to add those in. A little bit more salt. And we will add 2 more tablespoons of water. Let's do 3 because I know this is coming out dry. 3 tablespoons of water. Close it up. See, we have a problem child right there. Get in there. Okay, and I want to taste it. Definitely needs salt. I think I'm going to put a little more olive oil in there. Just to help smooth it a little bit. And a dash more coriander. The spices are always to taste. It's whatever you prefer. Okay, let's use our chip roll. A lot of people only eat hummus on pita bread. I think it goes very, very well with corn chips. If you have never tried that, my cameraman is going to. And we'll see if we need salt. Isn't that beautiful? Needs salt. Definitely needs salt, and maybe a little water too. It's a little thick. We do a tablespoon of water. One more run. Now you can put pine nuts on top. Walnuts go very well on top. I always drizzle it with some olive oil. You can put, I've cooked off onions and tomatoes and spinach before and drizzled that over the top. That is all your preference as well. A little bit of olive oil. Don't pour it on. Don't make a huge puddle. Make a drizzle. Oh, beautiful. Homemade hummus. Thank you for joining me in Oma's Kitchen. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll upload more tasty videos soon, and a special shout out to Moon Pie and Lil Bit. Till next time.
Oregano.